Welcome back to NATEFLIX. Next up, I'd like to talk about what I think is a pretty interesting topic. There are a lot of huge blockbusters, the Fast Fives and the Transformers 3, the Harry Potters, the ones that make all the money. But, there's a dark side to that. All these huge budget movies, all the money that's spent in special effects and in advertising. There are a lot of these movies that don't make that money back. They lose a substantial amount of money. And I did some research. I found a list of the five biggest money losers in the American cinema so far for 2011. There are probably going to be a couple of new names on this list by the end of the year, and the one that pops to mind is The Rum Diary, which is hemorrhaging money, but it's too soon to add that to the list. But I'd like to count down the top five movies. And this isn't a reflection on their quality. Some of these, although I doubt it, may be great movies. But for whatever reason, they just lost a lot of money. Now, one of them, the first one, number 5, we mentioned earlier. It's called Trespass. It stars Nicolas Cage and Nicole Kidman, two grade A movie stars. The movie was directed by a man named Joel Schumacher, who has been an industry staple for 20 years. He's directed Batman films, he's directed war movies, he's directed blockbusters. Here is a movie that was made for $35 million and lost $35 million. All this talent combined in one movie that has somehow managed to only make $25,000 in its theatrical run is somewhat stunning. There are more movies that have lost a lot more money than $35 million, but losing everything is somewhat substantial, I think.
What do you think did not work about this film, Mark?
I would say everything.
Really?
Nicolas Cage's acting in it is offensive. It's horrible. He's playing Nicolas Cage. Nicole Kidman's a non-factor. The plot is just not solid. There's just enough of the movie to make it not so bad so that it's not enjoyable to watch as an awful movie. And with a credited director like Schumacher, there's just no reason for it to be as bad as it was. I watched it, excited about doing things after the movie. By the end of the movie, I was ready to take a nap.
Yeah, well, I guess that's what everyone else thought as well, since it didn't do too well. I'm thinking that with Nicolas Cage, he's just not a blockbuster guy anymore. He seems to be taking whatever he can get. He did Ghost Rider, which also did very bad with the critics. He's even a veteran with Joel Schumacher. He did films like 8mm with him. And so he's worked with him before, but people are just not excited to see a Nicolas Cage movie anymore, just because most of the things he comes out with just do bad. Another couple of his recent films, Season of the Witch, didn't do very well. Drive Angry in 3D didn't do very well. I'm surprised to see this out of Nicole Kidman. She did an independent film recently called Rabbit Hole that she was nominated for Best Actress for. Come check that one out at Go Video. I think it was a great film, and I think it really paved the way for really good things for Nicole Kidman, and I'm surprised to see her do such a flop like this.
Next up on the list, at number 4, is the remake of Conan the Barbarian, which lost $40 million off of an $80 million budget. So it made substantially more money than Trespass did, and yet still lost even more money than Trespass did.
Well, I think that there's a big demand for any type of medieval or fantasy type movie these days. Ever since Lord of the Rings, there's always going to be some type of demand. It's a big blockbuster. It's supposed to be a big blockbuster flick because of the franchise name. You have Arnold Schwarzenegger, who played the original, and so here we have a movie that was very popular. We're making the remake. They're trying to boost this new star. The lead actor from Conan also played a character in the popular show Game of Thrones called Khal Drogo. He did a great job in that show.
And he was essentially playing Conan the Barbarian in that show.
Exactly. I think that movie really didn't do well because there wasn't really a demand for a new Conan movie, and you didn't really have any A-list stars taking the cake on it.
I think the biggest problem with Conan is the name itself. I saw the movie. I actually enjoyed the movie. Had it been called something else without Conan in the name, I think it would have been a good movie. Unfortunately, its biggest problem is that it's Conan.
It's in the shadow of Schwarzenegger.
And another one of the problems is that it's gimmicked with the 3D. They promoted it as a big 3D movie, and it was converted 3D. It wasn't impressive 3D, and it was irrelevant to the movie. So with the 3D, with the title of the movie, it wasn't going to do well.
Next up on the list at number 3 is the movie that gets my vote for the worst movie of the year. This is the single most unenjoyable film that I've seen in 2011. It's called Sucker Punch. It was directed by a man named Zack Snyder, who made a film called 300, which I love. He made the remake of Dawn of the Dead, which I love, and he made a movie called The Watchmen, which a lot of people hate, but that I happen to love. I was very excited about Sucker Punch. It was his pet project. It was Alice in Wonderland with machine guns, and the result was an unqualified mess that kept viewers away in droves.
I think this movie, why it didn't do well is simple. Zack Snyder, who's a brilliant director, I've liked every movie I've ever seen that he's directed, decided to write this movie. And he's just, a lot of filmmakers, think they can do screenwriting, and apparently, he can't. 300, fantastic. Watchmen, love it. They're both based off of really well done graphic novels. He tried to make an original piece here, and he just fell flat. He's got a great He's got a great directing style. Look forward to his next film. Is the new Superman reboot. He's gonna do a really good job on that one because he didn't write it. But if his name's on the writing credit, I would try to stay away from any Zack Snyder movie.
I didn't hate it as much as you guys did. The one thing that's promising about the movie is that stylistically, it was still an amazing movie. It was obviously had problems with it. It seemed to me like it started off like a really long music video, then halfway through it became a video game, and then it became a dark Annie Hall at the end. It was very confusing, but with him doing the Superman movie and with Nolan doing the writing, Christopher Nolan's brother being behind the project, Christopher Nolan producing, I'm really excited about the Superman movie.
Absolutely, me too.
Well, one hopes that Superman performs better than the number 2 movie on this list, the much ballyhooed DC Comics superhero Green Lantern. Now, the Green Lantern actually made well over $100 million just in the American box office. But even with that, it lost over $120 million, which is staggering.
Well, I think this movie, if you've seen it, the main reason why I would think that they spent so much money on it is the crazy amount of CGI. You're going to see a lot of really insane visuals. A good amount of the movie is almost like a really good cartoon, like you would see, with something like Avatar. Also, maybe they had to pay Ryan Reynolds a lot. I don't know.
Well, you make a good point. Green Lantern is wall-to-wall CGI, and you mentioned, it looks almost animated like a cartoon, which to me made it terrible CGI. I felt like I was looking at CGI through the entire movie. Put it next door to a movie like Thor, which is very similar in a lot of ways. The effects were a lot better, and they somehow created a world. Green Lantern, it looked like I was watching a cartoon with human faces sort of grafted into the center of it. Which brings us to number 1. Not only did this lose the most money of any movie in 2011, but it is in the top 10 of all-time money losers. It's called Mars Needs Moms, and it was released by Disney. A Disney animated film is usually bulletproof, but Mars Needs Moms broke the trend, and it lost over $135 million.
Well, it was very groundbreaking in film in terms of visuals. I was very impressed. I think with all the different animated films that we're going to see from Disney and DreamWorks, Pixar in the future, they're just going to be continuously one-upping each other when it comes to the graphics, and this one was no exception. It almost looks real. Robert Zemeckis was a producer on this thing. He did Beowulf.
Monster House.
Yes, he's done
Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey.
He's done several films recently that where he really tries to make these characters look incredibly real. And so I enjoyed the film in terms of the CGI, but it was not a franchise name. It was not a sequel to anything.
Well, Mars Needs Moms did get a bad rap. It lost a lot of money. It isn't a terrible movie. It's not a bad movie at all, and it's available at Go Video. You should check it out and give it its day in court.
Yeah, so definitely come by and check out all of the box office flops at Go Video and take a look and see if this is really a movie that didn't deserve to make the money back that they paid for it. Check us out at GoVideoGainesville.com if you want to look at some information about the films that we talked about. We'll be right back.
The new movie's out, I gotta see it. Where can I go when my pockets are tight? I don't wanna wait till it's delivered to my door, 'cause I know a place where I can get it tonight. Go, 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 go video. You can get a movie for $1 a day, and only $2.50 for the new Blu-ray. Go, 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 go video. And no memberships and no late fees, so you can watch your movie with incredible ease. Go, 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 go video. Great selection and no more waiting. The only place to go in your current location.
Home to over 1,000 movies to choose from, Go Video is located in the Chevron on Millhopper and 43rd across from Publix on Hunter's Crossing. You can also visit our website at GoVideoGainesville.com.